Start at www.qb.pl in 91 languages in chapter TS001. Rico and Carolina. Every revenge has its own sweetness. Some have the bitterness of fulfillment. The bitterness for Rico's wife was the death of their daughter. Suddenly, her body was found crushed in a scrap compactor in Da Esfaces Square on Wednesday morning. Rico's wife went mad, and this time, with a strange lopsided smile on her mask, she swore to erase Da Esfa's name from this world. In fact, her little daughter could not be guilty of anything, and her strange death turned her mother over all knowledge of human meanness to a worse side than the lining. She had already dealt blind blows, but completely, it didn't matter. Rico had been sitting motionless in a dark room for 2 days, refusing to see anyone. Then he disappeared for a day, taking care of some errands straight from the car that was seen here and there parking or crossing the streets of La Palma del Fiore. By a strange coincidence, both Hombre and Chiagu were busy with their own affairs in El Micho on a mountain excursion with the shepherds. Rico was alone. He had known for a long time, or perhaps he wanted to bring out the biggest guns, but he didn't really have against whom, and he wasn't sure if he would really turn them against himself then. After all, he knew with undeniable facts that the heads in the suitcase belonged to his sons, and that since they had not died in an accident or in an avalanche, someone had specially cut them off their torsos, and that this someone had a reason to do so. And, most importantly, Rico's head had a right to be their third. So what then? This is stalemate. All his life and friends whom he trusted and with whom he understood well, everything he gained and created crumbled like a house of cards. He knew it all too well. Now lonely, cornered even by his own wife, a demon of revenge, he could not turn to anyone who would disrupt his life, who would advise how to turn back time and return to his friends in a white vest and a clear gaze. How did it happen that a moment ago he was called El Rico, that Rico, they called him, and now how a mongrel is at war with all of them? This is how the scalp can be found. Because this is a geometric hint according to Tales. My teeth are melting, Rico thought as he exhaled the hot air as he puffed through his swollen nostrils. Rico was sitting in the narrow, uncomfortable cove of the hospital waiting room. He remembered Carolina from the opera, where they cheered together. At the time, he knew nothing about Mariola or that Carolina had a child from Chiagu. She was clever and always mysterious. He got Manolito by accident and it was from her. He didn't necessarily go to that office. She thought the trainer had released his monkey rice. And she would delete a boyfriend. Rico thought for a moment. He didn't notice she sat down next to him, and he mused as he stared at his own shoes. She cleared her throat. She was used to being admired by men, and her appearance sparked hot reactions, never lack of it. Does not matter. She grunted in annoyance once more. Rico jumped up, startled. Sit down, please, he said, however, bored with the phrase and interested in its appearance. It was only now that he really saw her. Tell me why aren't you responsible for all of this? I'm even ashamed to breathe. You know, I'm completely cut off from the news about my family. You're late. So what is your Manolito doing? Mine. Maybe not yours, but I'm guessing alive. He has photos. He is watching, but he does not blow comments. She sat down on the sandwich and pressed her folded hands between her knees. Are you sure you are well? He asked, wanting to have any idea what was really going on here. Yeah. She groaned thinking about something else. I will not rest until Manolito recovers. They'll let him do it, yes, as long as nothing is disturbing the order. She looked meaningful, though Rico didn't understand what it was about. Manolito claims that he was not alone there. Carolina continued, don't hurt him, you killed them. Rico risked looking at her lips. He rolled to the very bottom and could not forget. She sighed, you'll have to talk about Manolito and the rest soon. Close the door, so we need to talk. It is a long story. And the place is inadequate. Let's go somewhere, he said, and immediately regretted it. He wanted nothing from Carolina. He didn't want her to think so either. He was here, after all, half on duty. But it was too late, because Carolina gave him a strange look, and he knew why. He immediately began to speak to get the conversation right on the subject. This woman said you were angry. That he wants me to kill you. I may not come from here, but I will not be a puppet. Added, the Lachan who told you that I was evil personified was very wrong. You don't think that I would have anything to do with Manolito. She growled and the feline sparkles of the suitors disappeared from her eyes. Let's find out. The angel of death is sitting in front of you. Neither will I move. Rico began to squirm in the chair, then leaned toward her intimately.